Hey Brian, are you there? Just wanted to know if you finally found a job yet. I mean, it's been a whole year already. 1 whole year! I can't believe that you're really just going to content yourself with working from home. It's ridiculous. I know that your company filed for bankruptcy last year and that you managed to get a good chunk of change in your severance package, but still. What are we supposed to do when that money runs up, huh? You have to think about the future and find a real job.
Wow, Lois, you are really blowing up my phone today. And I don't understand why you're messaging me like this when we're both in the house right now.
I don't have to explain myself to you at all. Just hurry up and find a job already. How the heck are we supposed to survive if you're just going to be working from home? You need to go and apply for a real company with a building and go there. That's the only way we're going to make enough money to live.
Lois, I don't know how many times I've had to explain all this to you, but I already make more than enough for us to live comfortably with the job that I have right now. In fact, I'm glad that my old job fell apart because it allowed me to turn my side job into my main focus. And things are going really well for me, so I don't think we have anything to worry about. I mean, when was the last time that you checked our bank accounts?
Oh, please. I would hardly call what you're doing right now making enough for us to live comfortably. I am sick and tired of your excuses. I want you to find a job so that I can finally quit my part-time one and be a housewife full-time. You seriously need to wake up, face the facts, and start applying for jobs.
Lois, I really think there is some kind of miscommunication or something going on here. I mean, just how much would I have to make it for it to be enough for you?
I think that any man worth his spit should be making at least $100,000.
And just where did you pull that number from?
You are useless. I can't stand you. Do you know that? Do you want me to divorce you? Is that what's going on here?
Wait, what? Where did that come from all of a sudden?
Well, what other choice am I going to have if you don't go out and find a job? Why are you such a lazy little weakling, Brian? I know that you've always been a quiet, reserved person. But the fact is that we need money to survive. I know that you're sad about your last place of work shutting down. But this isn't the time to wallow in self-pity. You've got to learn how to deal with people and start getting job interviews. I've had enough of this working from home nonsense.
I really don't think that you know what you're talking about right now. Besides, plenty of people work from home and make more than enough for themselves.
That's just an excuse homeworkers like you tell themselves to try and feel better about their uselessness. But you need to wake up and realize that just making $30,000 a year is not going to cut it.
You think that I make $30,000 a year?
I don't think, I know. I've seen the bank accounts and that's how much was deposited in.
I see. That's why you think I need to go out and find a new job.
Are things finally starting to click in that little head of yours now? Well, it's too late. I've had it with you. We are getting a divorce and that is that. I'm going to go out and get the divorce papers soon. And since this apartment is being rented under my dad's name, I want you to pack your things and get out. You have until tomorrow, so you better start putting things in boxes now.
Okay then, if that's really what you want. But for the record, I make $300,000 a year, not $30,000.
Ha ha ha, in your dreams you do. Anyways, I've had enough of your lies and excuses. I mean it this time, Brian. You've messed around too much, and now it's time to face the consequences. Hey, have you already moved all of your things out?
Yep, I think I left the apartment with all my stuff around 6 in the morning. Thankfully, there were a few places looking for immediate tenants, and so I was able to find a new place to live right away.
Oh, really? Well, isn't that nice? And the divorce papers? Did you sign them like I asked you to?
I sure did. They should be all signed and ready to go. Just sit on the kitchen table.
I see. Well, everything seems to be in order here. I guess I'll get ready and then go to the courthouse to drop these off so that it's official.
Sure thing. Sounds good to me. Anyways, I'm working out of a cafe for now, so I'm gonna go.
Ha ha ha! You mean you're still doing the same job? That really is just sad. I'm happy that our marriage is over. I could never spend the rest of my life with someone who's too scared to even apply for a real job. Ha ha ha!
Hey, Elena. It's been a while since you last spoke, hasn't it? This is Brian, by the way.
Oh, Brian! It really has been a while, hasn't it? Is there something I can do for you?
Well, I'm very sorry to drop this news on you all of a sudden, but as of today, Lois and I are no longer husband and wife. We got a divorce.
Hold on a second. You and my daughter got a divorce?
That's right. I think Lois is probably dropping off the divorce papers right about now, if I had to guess.
But I don't understand. What happened? Don't tell me that Lois went off talking and acting without thinking again. Oh, it's all her father's fault. He spoiled her rotten growing up, and now that she's an adult, she still expects everything handed to her right away.
I'm really sorry to be bad-mouthing your daughter, but I think that's pretty spot on. Or rather, it's more like she just gets an idea of what is going on in her head and refuses to let it go, including about me. But I guess in her head, she reached her limits with me and decided she couldn't stand being with me anymore.
What do you mean? What kinds of things did she get in her head about you?
Well, she seems to think that I only make $30,000 a year through my job.
You're kidding me! Did she really say that?
That's right. She says that she was looking through our bank accounts and saw that that was how much I was paid.
Oh my. I just don't even know what to do with that girl anymore. But thank you so much for coming to me and telling me about this. I'll tell my husband, but he's away on a business trip overseas right now.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, we should talk about this in more detail soon, if that's all right with you. Again, I'm so sorry to come to you with this so suddenly, but we'll talk soon.
Hey, Brian! Just what the heck is going on? I just got off the phone with my dad and he told me that you make $300,000 a year, not $30,000. What's the meaning of this? Why didn't you tell me any of this? How could you trick me into divorcing you like I did? If I knew that, I would never have left you.
Hey there, Lois. Hope the past couple of days have been treating you well.
Don't you pretend like you didn't read all those messages I just sent. You get your butt back to our house now and you sign our wedding papers.
You mean you want to be married to me again? That was fast.
I want to marry you because you tricked me into divorcing you. I have to put things back how they were now.
And you think I'm gonna go along with that?
Well, I only divorced you because I thought you were making so little money in the first place. But now that I know that you make 10 times that, I want you to come back and marry me again.
Yeah, I don't really want to do that.
But why not? What's wrong?
Let me ask you something, Lois. What is it that you think I do for a living?
Well, you work from home, right?
That's the smallest possible start there could be, I guess, but you're not technically wrong. Do you know anything at all about who I work for, what it is that I'm working on while I'm at home?
I don't know, work from home stuff?
Ugh, this is going nowhere fast. I actually write for a very popular blog and put the stock market on the side. Every now and then I'll help out with some copy editing from writer friends as well.
And you make $300,000 a year doing that?
That's right. I guess when you logged in to check our bank account, you must have missed a zero somewhere in your calculations.
I missed just a single zero.
Well, that zero made all the difference, really, didn't it?
But I had no idea that I made a mistake at all.
Yeah, that much is quite obvious to me.
But what happens now?
I tried to explain this to you before, but you just never listened to me. Although your dad has heard of me and knows that I'm a somewhat famous investor. Anyways, he hired me to help manage his stocks and has helped me make a lot of connections through him.
Wait, so then you work for my dad?
That's right. He was the one that introduced us in the first place, remember? I always wanted to marry you, ever since that day. But once we were married, you seemed to think that I was a weak pushover. Anyways, I've lived with you long enough to know that I don't want to do it again.
But wait, if we're divorced then, what's going to happen to you working for my dad?
I don't know. You'll probably have to take it up with him.
But this isn't fair. I had no idea. What if my dad forces you to get married to me again? I can make him do that.
I really don't think that you can, actually.
Just get back here and marry me right this second.
I already told you that this is not going to happen, and nothing is going to change my mind.
So you don't care at all what happens to my dad or his finances?
Well, he's not even my main source of income anymore. Besides, I've already found him a different investor who is ready to take over his accounts. Plus, I've shown these messages to your father, and he understands why I'm wanting to leave you.
Oh no, this is really bad though. My dad is going to be so mad at me. He might even disinherit me. Please, you have to get back together with me.
Sorry, I'm actually really busy trying to meet a bunch of deadlines, so if this is all you have to say, I think we're done here.
No, Brian, please don't go.
In the end, it was just as Lois feared, and she ended up being disinherited by her father for constantly acting so selfishly. He even threw out of the apartment he had paid for her to live in. Her father said that she would have to make her own way through life and only offered her help in the way of an entry-level job at the hotel chain that he owned. It seems that Lois is already in debt after having to get back on her feet, and that she spends every day changing sheets and leaving little chocolates on every guest's pillow. As for me, Lois's father and I parted on good terms. He tried to offer me a huge raise to keep me on, but money isn't everything, and I knew that I wanted a clean break from that family. Now, I'm focusing on my job in the publishing industry and really loving it.
Hey, dispatch worker. Why did you go home before me? You have no manners even though you're a dispatch worker? Just because it's your first day here doesn't mean you can be lax. Reply to my text, dispatch worker. Good evening, Mr. Cobb. My name isn't dispatch worker, it's Jack Morrow. Who cares about that? I'm asking why you went home earlier than me. Are you underestimating us or something? Do you even have a will to work? Listen up, if you're going to work under me, then I'm going to have to be strict on you. Even if you are just a lowly dispatch worker. I'm not going to let you not take your work seriously. If I may, I think it can't be helped if a dispatch worker goes home earlier than the full-time employees. What? Do you think this job is a game or something? I intend to do my work properly, and I think I worked hard enough today as well. Then why did you disobey me and go home early? I told you not to go home before your superiors, but you didn't follow my orders. Besides, who said a dispatch worker like you could even have an opinion? It's not my opinion. I'm just talking about my terms of employment. Huh? Your terms of employment? There needs to be a regular employee with me while I'm doing work. Making part-time workers or dispatch workers do stuff on their own is banned. The only people who can lock the doors of the factories and the offices in this branch office are the full-time employees who have keys. The only 3 people left were me, you, and the part-time worker Miss Knox, so if you were to go home, then me and Miss Knox would have to go home as well, right? But if you do that, then there's going to be unfinished work. But isn't it going to be a problem if you just leave me in the office? Not only that, I'd like to correct you on a fundamental error in your logic. What is it? In the first place, I wasn't assigned to work in the factory. I was assigned to work in the office. What? Really? Yes, I was temporarily dispatched since the office was suddenly extremely low on staff because of people suddenly going on parental leave or having to be hospitalized. It was decided from the start that I would only be working here for 3 months until the employees return. Seriously? By the way, the only reason I did a bit of work in the factory today was because our managers thought that it would help with my work if I got to know how things were in the factories. I'm going to be doing desk work at the office from tomorrow. So you're not the one who's going to give me orders. The supervisor in the office is. Oh, is that so? Are we all right now? Oh, yeah, you can go now. Well then, goodbye. Huh, so you weren't one of my subordinates. I'm misleading. Hey, dispatch worker. My name is Jack, Mr. Cobb. It seems your dispatch period ends today, huh? Yes, thank you for having me. I mean, I guess it's only obvious for an impolite person who doesn't listen to what others say like you to be fired. What is it? There's no use trying to flatter me now, it's too late. I told you on my first day of work, right? It was decided that my dispatch period would be for 3 months from the start. There was no plan of extending the period either, so it's not that I'm being fired. Oh, is that so? Again, thank you for having me. Goodbye. Wait, I thought that I had seen you somewhere before, but to think, you're Jack, right? The dispatch worker who was fired after 3 months 5 years ago? That reminds me. They were saying that several dispatch workers will be joining the factory workforce today. I see. This means that this time for sure you've been dispatched as one of my subordinates. Hold on, you're still living on that low salary of a dispatch worker after even 5 years? It seemed that you were quite the useless worker. It looks like it's almost time for the morning assembly. I heard that some high-ranking person from a new department at the company headquarters is going to be visiting today. I'm going to show the people in the main company how competent I am, and at the same time, show you how things are going to be around here as your boss. Why did you punch me as soon as the morning assembly started? It's only natural that useless low-ranking employees like you get punched. Work your ass off today as well. It seems you still don't understand the position you're in. Huh? Why don't you think about this carefully? No matter what the reason is, punching someone will cause a huge commotion. Don't you think that under regular circumstances, you would have been subdued on the spot? No one stopped me because everyone knows that my style of education is flawless and correct. No, the reason no one stopped you even though you punched me is because I had told everyone prior not to lay their hands on you until I say so. What? Now, I saw the text you sent me before this morning assembly. That's when I remembered that there were rumors about you going about in the company headquarters, but how you weren't doing well with your employees' relationships. And so I decided to not say anything and see how you would behave. I'm going to send this conversation to HQ. I kindly ask for your cooperation. Huh? Why are you talking as if you're the one heading the morning assembly? You're just a dispatch worker. I see. So you really haven't noticed yet. What is it? I came from the company headquarters. You came from HQ? Yes, I am now a full-time employee who works at HQ. By the way, I'm also the head of compliance starting from this year. What? I'll answer your questions in detail later. It looks like the swelling on my cheek is quite serious, so I'm going to go to the clinic. Hey, hold on! Since when were you a full-time employee who worked at HQ? Hey, you should be home by now, right? What's the meaning of this? Explain it to me right now. It means that you're banned from coming to work. Yes, it was really tough for me after that, you know? Immediately after I finished texting you, I was called by the head of this branch office and told not to come to work anymore. All I did was try to teach you your place as a lowly, useless dispatch worker. Why are you now the head of a new department at HQ? It's only been 5 years. When did all this happen? Well, it happened 5 years ago. While I was working here as a dispatch worker for 3 months, I noticed that the work done on computers in this branch office is quite inefficient. So I did as much as I could as a dispatch worker to optimize the speed of work. The head of this branch office and even people from HQ noticed what I had done, and they were kind enough to give me a job at HQ as a full-time employee. But even still, how were you able to become a department head in only 5 years? As regards to that, I'm not the only one. 2 years ago, I was invited to be one of the founding members of the new department, and the head of this new department was an employee aged 34. Huh? The head was the same age as me? It might look like he was promoted to a high position at an extremely young age when you compare it to the rest of the company. But the average age of this new department was 28. Considering this, I think you'll find it more believable that I was eventually chosen to become the head at the age of 30. Seriously? Well, there's really no point in me talking about my job, so I'll stop talking about this topic. What I wanted to talk about is how you suddenly punched me, who came from HQ to see how things were going here during today's morning assembly. I didn't know. I heard that new dispatch workers will be joining the factory workforce today, and that's when I saw you, so I assumed that you were here as a dispatch worker again. But I heard that the new dispatch workers would be coming tomorrow. What? It seems you didn't know the company's schedule, but that's not the point. No matter who the other person is, and no matter what your positions are, punching someone in the face is most of the time frowned upon. I just had a little misunderstanding. Don't you think we need to take that into consideration? Even if I were a dispatch worker, punching me in the face would have been a serious offense. It's not as if you were protecting yourself as well. You obviously just suddenly punched me. That's the reason you're being punished. Come on, I'm begging you. I'm about to get married. You're getting married? I plan on proposing to her soon. And my girlfriend is waiting for me to propose to her as well. You got a girlfriend? You know her as well, right? It's Miss Knox, the part-time worker from the office. What? Ms. Knox? But I was suddenly told not to come to work, so... if I may. I want to find happiness with her. But Ms. Knox is the wife of the factory head's son, didn't you know? What? It seems that she goes by her maiden name, Knox, while at the company. You're lying. Her husband is an employee at HQ, so I know him. They have a child who's turning 10 this year, if I remember correctly. No way, that's impossible. But Miss Knox comes to meet me every morning. Miss Knox is in charge of handing out the things that came with delivery to each department, right? Of course she comes to the factory every day. During lunch break too, she brings me lunch boxes to make herself look good as a wife. But I heard that her husband was in charge of making their lunch boxes. It seems that there's one more thing that we need to investigate. Hold on. I'm going to report this to HQ. Don't do this, please. Sorry, but the cheek which you punched still stings, so... I have bigger problems. Goodbye. I'm impressed someone like him was able to become the manager. But it seems like he was fairly competent at his actual work, which is why he was promoted in the first place. That being said, though, Luckily, I wasn't seriously injured when Mr. Cobb punched me in the face. But obviously I couldn't just let it go, so I filed a report on him. Ms. Knox, who he had apparently been stalking, filed a report on him as well. We have no intention of settling this outside of court with him. After the whole debacle, Mr. Cobb was now in possession of a criminal record and was fired from the company. He used all the money he had saved up to pay for the alimonies, which were massive. Me and Ms. Knox had asked from him, and he was forced to start over from scratch. No, it was even worse than starting over from scratch for him, as he was now in the possession of a criminal record. Unless he does something about how he treats other people, I doubt he'll be able to live a happy life in the future.